What's up, everybody? Fitter Saucer, what's going on? Ben Kenobi, Nick Cole, how you doing? Well, thank you so much, Nicole. Jeff, what's up? What's up? Anyway, let's get a little DDA going. What do you think? Haven't done the Royal Gardens in a while. Figured do a little Royal Gardens today. What's going on, Lepole? Zerio, hello, hello. So yeah, I figured I'd get a little Royal Gardens going. See if we can't knock that out today. Gonna have a special stream this afternoon over on the Twitches with a bunch of special guests. That will be lots of fun. But for now, let's put our sunglasses on and head on out to the gardens. Thomas, how you doing? Mersu, Jesper, hello, hello. Asheville. Well, the problem we have in DDA right now is, number one, it's got just god-awful netcode, so I actually cannot host matches while I'm streaming. It takes up too much bandwidth and causes a crappy stream. So any public stuff I do in DDA, until they get it fixed, is going to be with somebody else hosting, which is quite unfortunate, but, you know, that's how it is. Anyway, let's get things started. Let's see. I think we should be good there. I think we'll just start off with an explosive trap at each lane. Might be the last stream you can make for like 2 weeks. Been asked to do night shift. Well, you know, real life's gotta happen there, Ben. It's all part of the deal, you know. Must do real life. I think we're looking good here. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously I'm not an engineer. I don't understand how all the stuff and things works, but I can tell you that this game requires more upload bandwidth to host a match than any game I have ever played. Literally any game I've ever played. So, I mean, that's something they're going to need to fine-tune. You know, they're just going to have to get that dialed in. That's just all there is to it. Level up. Oh, I got me some levels here. Very nice. Where do I want to go? Let's just dump it into rate for now and see how that goes. I've been holding off on rate on my Huntress just for quality of life with the repairs, you know. Lower rate and high fortify means almost no repairs. Well, DD2 is a different system, Jeff. I'm like 9,000 and something. Why am I not playing DD2? Because we got a brand new Dungeon Defenders game to play. Why are you not playing DDA? Is the question there good? It's been just amazing amounts of fun. I'm not done playing DD2, y'all, but you guys got to realize we got a new game. So, I mean, you know, got to check out the new hotness before I go back to what I've been playing for the last 7 years. New hotness comes first. Let's see, let's go. We got enough mana just to double up on this one. Let's just let the first wave go, get some mana here. Well, if you compare it apples to apples, they're good. If you compare this game to Early Access's first launch time in DD2, this game looks literally 100 times better than DD2 did then. You can't compare a game that's been in development for 7 years to a game that just opened in Early Access for 2 weeks. That's just not even close to me in a fair comparison. I mean, there's nothing wrong with DD2, don't get me wrong, but this is the new hotness, so I'm playing the new hotness. I've given you guys an enormous amount of Dungeon Defenders 2 coverage. over the last 7 years. Alright, let's see. Well, yeah, the game's not launched yet. I mean, it's, you know, it's a brand new thing. But the game has got amazing amounts of potential. You know, is it perfect? Nope. It's not perfect. But it's got an amazing amount of potential, and that's one thing, sadly, that DD2 doesn't have. DD2 doesn't have any more potential. It's a buggy game engine. It's an old, outdated game engine with old, outdated code, and that's quite unfortunate because it's just such a wonderful game. But some of those massive issues in DD2 are just never gonna get fixed, sadly. More rock farming for you. I've got some good rocks now, but that's like the never-ending battle. You know, never enough rocks. Let's see. Gonna have to get some flyer defense in. Kind of want to try harpoons here for the flyers. I've never, well, then again, I want something that's going to get the job done in other aspects. So let's go, let's go a flame burst. Let's go with a trifecta here. We'll go with a flame burst, a deadly striker, and a magic missile. If that can't get those flyers down, then what can, you know? Let's see, what about over here? Over here we can go, well, we got flyers this way too. We'll just go with a flame burst and a magic missile here though, I believe. And what do we want to do? We need more mana. Let's just get a little bit more juice here. Well, it's an action tower defense game, so it feels very similar. It feels more like DD1 than DD2, which many people would say is a very good thing. Let's see here. I've got to kill out these last 42 before you can worry about it. Well, that's not been confirmed that's going to happen there, Mads Carlson. In fact, the only communication that Chromatic has given at all in that regard about the start at wave or skip to wave feature is that it is yet to be a confirmed feature. So, no one said it's coming with Nightmare. I mean, we want it to come. Everybody does. But that is not yet a confirmed feature. No, wait, you're buying the full game, David. Early access is free to anyone who pre-orders. You're not paying for early access. You're getting early access now for pre-ordering the game. Let's see, let's go something like that. I kind of feel like I want some gas traps in here too. And I haven't done anything down below yet. I'm not going to have enough DU for gas traps. See, I've got just enough. Just enough for 2 flame bursts down here. Which I think will probably actually be fine. 2 DU left. That kind of stinks. What do I want to do with the extra 2? Decisions. I think what we'll do with the extra 2 is maybe just put some flyer target dummies in here. just to spend the DU. You always want to spend all your DU in Dungeon Defenders Awaken because you get an XP bonus every wave for spending all of the defense units. So even if you just have to throw down some... Wow, I screwed up, did something wrong here. Oh, I've got everything into rate for some reason. I was playing around with something. Let's go back into Fort. There we go. And now we should be good. Now who do we want to DPS on? Hey, you guys want DPS on Monk or Huntress? Is the only two I have set up. I'll let y'all pick. Monk. Monk it is. Let's see. Conveniently enough, my monk is named Nuke. Well, we actually got more Huntresses than monks. Alright, Huntress it is then. Yeah, I just did do that Huntress spotlight, so that makes sense. Let you guys see the burn. This is a variation of Chief's build. That's Senior there in chat. So there's a little variation of a build that he was using. Actually debating on... Oh crap, I never put Flame Bursts in over here. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna have to make some major changes here. We got two there. I think I'm gonna have to just get rid of some explosive traps. And I'm gonna keep the side lanes. I'll get rid of that. Let's get rid of these in case we don't need it. And that gives me 8. Now what can I do with 8? I could go with a Flame Burst. Well, I could put an explosive trap back here and go with 1 Flame Burst. That would work. Let's do that instead. Kill the DST. Yeah, the DST is a lot of DU, but God, they're so fun. Let's see, that would free up 8. Well, I mean, I could go back to what I was doing then. I could put explosive here, then that gives me 5 more. I could actually go 1 more Flame Burst in the mid then. Let's do that. I think that is a more solid plan. I wanted to use harpoons. I haven't used any harpoons in a while. So it's gonna be a little while till you get to see any... You know, Fitter, I said hi your first time, so what I'm just gonna do is we'll just go ahead and block you from the channel because you've been doing this every stream, spamming my chat. So now you're blocked from the channel. If you decide you want to actually be part of the community and not just a spammer, you can contact me via Discord or whatever and beg for forgiveness. How's that? Does that sound fair? I don't want to have to keep tabbing out to time someone out. It's very, very irritating. So I personally would just rather not have you here. How's that? So, like I said, if you decide you want to actually be a member of the community here, you're more than welcome, but you're going to have to give me a reason. Exclamation Discord in chat. We'll get you a link to my Discord server. It's going to be pretty much snoozer mode until we get some harder waves. In fact, now, do I want to put... I'm kind of debating on moving that Flame Burst back. Fantastic. Jocelyn, well, I mean, don't watch them then. Wow. Alright, so this is why y'all haven't been streaming on YouTube very much. Is because YouTube live streams have been overrun with trolls. Completely overrun. And it's quite unfortunate because YouTube was really headed in the right direction as far as live streaming goes. And now they've got a real bot and troll problem that Twitch just doesn't have. I mean, what more can you say? I want to play the game. I don't want to have to babysit 8-year-olds that think it's cool to talk on live stream chat. It's just no fun then, you know? It goes to Switch and PC Q2, Desiree, and then it goes Xbox and PlayStation in Q3. We don't have any set dates yet. Hopefully we know some dates before too long. Twitch kind of auto-moderates a lot of that stuff. You don't even see it. Like, if somebody's just straight up trolling, a lot of times I won't even see their comments. Like, I don't even see, like, there's a comment that's been banned or blocked. It's just not there. You know, so props to Twitch in that regard. Yeah, we're at the early stages here. The ogres are just gonna evaporate here now. There's that glorious paintball gun. Well, I mean, the third quarter, remember, does not mean the first day of the quarter, Spaniard. It could be, I mean, third quarter or second quarter is still June. It could drop on June 30th and still be on the second quarter. The paintball gun. I did a little mini hero spotlight earlier today, Julio. It's a super fun gun. There's lots of good guns you can use, but the paintball gun is super duper fun, no doubt about it. The best one I've seen so far is the one I lost on board. For those that don't know right now, be very careful with the sell all button. Anyone that's playing? The sell all button and the filters are not working properly with each other. And I accidentally sold that paintball gun. I had armor selected, and I chose sell all to the junk armor that I didn't have locked. And it sold everything in my inventory that wasn't locked. So I lost the most amazing paintball gun I've seen so far. Sadly. Throw some ups around here. Yeah, you have to be super careful right now. It just came with yesterday's patch. You sold your rock. Oof. That sucks, man. Yeah, that paintball guy, I linked it. So you guys know it was a thing. I showed a picture in Discord of it. But, I mean, this is an early wave ogre, so they just evaporate anyway, but just a couple of button presses and it's GG for the ogres, you know? Oh no! No saving that. Yeah, I mean, we'll be getting better suit gear soon. It really doesn't matter at all, but it's just such a bummer when it happens, though, you know? This one should be pretty easy peasy till we get to the final waves. Oh, you don't even want to know my rocks now, Chief. I did heavy rock grinding. Just Sunday alone, this past Sunday, I did 27 rock runs while watching a show with the wife. 27. And then Monday I did the same thing, but I didn't count. So I'm assuming I was 20 plus on Monday too. But I've got some disgusting rocks now. You guys don't even want to see. It'll make poor Chief sad. But yeah, it's been a big old rock grind. Just like all the other Dungeon Defenders games at launch, just the original 4, and then more heroes will come later. And I can't decide if it wants to rain or be sunny out today. Let me close a window real quick, y'all. I'll be right back. Yeah, it's been nuts out here today. It's kind of sunny out. And my living room will start baking like it's so hot. This is the Blasticus, I'm pretty sure. There, kilohertz. Anyway, the sun's shining bright. So, like, my living room starts to heat all up. I open some windows and it starts pouring the rain. It can't make up its mind. The weather can't decide. Is the blaster rifle, Kawa? Or is this the version of the blaster rifle? Maybe. I'm not sure. The blaster rifle came from, where did it come from? It came from... I thought it came from one of the challenges. I'm doing it for fun, Vanatori. Isn't that the best reason to do any map? That and the loot difference is very, very small between this map and even Summit. But, I mean, I grinded Summit all day yesterday. Literally all day long. I want to say I did 13 or 14 Summit runs yesterday. So just wanting to mix it up, have a little fun with some other maps. That, and I haven't done this map in a while. We're looking pretty good. We can just spam it now. Spam G here. Got enough of the base level upgrades in. Only wave 7. Nothing really super challenging quite yet, of course. see. I feel like this lane needs more upgrades. Hit these flyers again. Don't want to have any issues there. Yeah, I guess we're looking pretty decent everywhere. See you, ogres. It's been nice. Turn the numbers off so it doesn't get framey at all. The level cap is 100 Z-Hero. It's been really fun so far, though. I mean, despite the issues, it's been super fun, and that really is the main thing that they need to capture, you know? A fun experience is... we're gonna like it. If it's not fun, we're not gonna like it. But it has been fun, so... Challenge 1, they have succeeded at. Sorry, spilled some coffee. That's no good. Don't spill the coffee. Oh, because of Scarface. That makes sense. You just came from DD1, deleted your characters and restarted? Nice. You could have just started new ones without deleting them. You didn't have to delete your old ones. Oh, I got great rocks. Sick. I mean, I grinded it out. I paid the price. That's the problem, is it's grueling boring. It's the same thing as Gilded Shards in DD2. It's the same thing as hunting down Ultimate Plus Pluses in DD1. It is the most grindy, boring thing ever, but if you get it, you'll be very happy. So I'll give you all a little idea of the rocks I got. That one is probably my best one overall right there. Now, I did get one with 200s on it finally, but it doesn't have all the stats, and I'm thinking that's why it's got the 200s. So if it rolls at a high item power, but doesn't have all 4 stats, I think that those stats can be higher, because the item power, I mean, I'm guessing the item power is coming from the stat values, maybe? What are all those? Does that actually add up to 816? There's no way it does. No, it doesn't. Okay. See, that's, what, 552 plus 156. Yeah, it doesn't add up to 816. So I'm not sure how the power is calculated, but I think the less stats on a higher item power item means the higher those stats can roll. So, I mean, this is the highest one I have, obviously. But it doesn't have all 4 stats. And that's a bummer. But that's the product of probably... I mean, it's got to be at least 250 rock rounds. At a minimum, 250. I mean, I've leveled like 4 of every hero doing rock runs. And rock runs are terrible XP. Yeah, you'd think upgrade levels would have something to do with it too. It's anywhere in Act 3 on the paintball gun. You know, statistically the best ones you'll find on the summit. Insane survival in the last waves. Like that one I've got is a wave 24. That was a wave 24 drop. So it's a shame it didn't wait one more wave and give me a better one, but you know, I'll take what I can get. I will take what I can get. That's for damn sure. But yeah, anyway, the rock... I mean, I'm definitely not going to do any more rock runs for a couple of weeks. Well, I mean, I'll do them again when Nightmare gets here. And then even again, probably, when Massacre gets here. Want to see what the best builder pets are then. I've got a bunch of good giraffes, but they just don't compare. Well, I think it will be. Definitely at the start, anyway. Dat derp. It should be really rough. And remember, in DDA, Nightmare is not the highest difficulty. You know? We'll have Massacre mode coming after Nightmare. Should probably upgrade these Splodies, huh? They said that all the Nightmare enemies will be there. So, I mean, we should count on seeing spiders, Jinn, goblin copters, dropping ogres on our heads. I mean, all that should be a thing in Nightmare. We're supposed to get Nightmare sometime this month, Jesper. I'm guessing it probably won't be until the end of the month. But we are supposed to get it this month. We're supposed to get like a mid-content update next week. But we don't really know what's going to be in it. They said there's going to be some changes to the character models of the Monk and the Huntress. What's going on, Aaron? How you doing? That's the thing I'm wondering the most is, you know, Nightmare and DD1 ended up being balanced around having the Summoner and the EV, which we don't have. Waiting for some Xbox DDA, that's fair. Nothing wrong with that. Could you imagine, those of you that play DD1 that know the pets, the Moon pet on the Huntress with this already insane jumping abilities? Could you imagine what that Moon pet would do? Oh my god. She'd like be able to hit the top limitations of the maps. The main thing I'm looking for in Nightmare is the rate, is what I really like. I love towers that shoot fast. I just love them. I love the harpoons. But we got to get them to that point, you know? And it's going to take Nightmare gear to get that rate. I'm really looking forward to it. Seeing just a constant line of harpoon bolts flying. Gonna be good stuff. The first time you watched a magic missile, the magic missiles go crazy. That's for damn sure. Just, it was the Squire and the Squire's harpoons that really drew me in, I think. I started playing Dungeon Defenders a little bit late. I didn't play it right at launch. I was playing Orcs Must Die. And, some friends got me to play Dungeon Defenders, and man, when I saw those harpoons, it's like, oh my god. Just so crazy good. The bowling balls were awesome, no doubt. You get, you know, situational, of course. But if you had the right situation, like at the top of stairs or something like that, oh man, his bowling balls would just wreck. Just absolutely wreck. I think I might end up having to worry about kobolds down here. Well, I'm just going to upgrade these again. It's a playlist from another YouTube channel called TechnoX. It's a royalty-free music channel. There should be a link in the description. Dude's super cool. He's a great musician. Just a ridiculous selection of music. But he makes all of his music for YouTube content creators and is very adamant about keeping it all royalty free and all that good stuff. Throw a little love this way. Actually, looks like I've already given him lots of love. This strength drain's getting chewed on a little bit. Maybe even the traps. Maybe I should have did the traps first. I've got pretty good health on my Huntress though, so they should hold up. Hopefully. Basically, I can't let any strength drains go though. Strength drain drops, I'm in really big trouble on these lanes. On really any of the lanes. Yeah, that's the way it looks like there, Elf Gang. It's a set time today on Twitch because I'm going to be playing with some other folks. K-Man Kevin is going to join. Show is going to join. Mini Shadow is going to join. So we're going to have a full group of live streamers over on Twitch later on today. So that's going to be at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. And what time is it now? It's only 12:30 Pacific right now.
We will act immediately on the more troubling aspects of this report with respect to alcohol use.
I just got a notification on my phone there, Elf Gang, that you have become a new Patreon. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it a ton. I'll be sending you a message after I get done with the stream here. Yeah, in like 3 hours. The challenge on this map is the Huntress gets running so fast and jumping so high that if you don't be careful with your adrenaline rush, you could really clear these edges pretty easily. I gotta watch that. I'll end up falling off the edge of the world over and over again. God, man, this Huntress just melts these ogres. I mean, that's only a wave 11 ogre, but still, just a lot of power. Lots and lots of power. Oh, awesome there, Kanseth. I'm glad you liked it. Like I said, it's just so early to be doing any hero spotlights. I mean, we haven't even had a first pass really of balance changes, and we know that will happen. So all that stuff's going to change. But the Huntress particularly, her abilities just don't scale very well with the skill or boost stats. So you're just better off just going raw power and finding yourself a good gun. And that's just going to give you the best results with a Huntress at the moment. Now I'm sure, like I said, that will change over time. The Monk's hero boost is a little on the over the top side at the moment. It's ridiculously powerful. So I'm sure that will probably get toned down a bit as well. I mean, all the heroes are going to get balance changes. That's part of early access, you know. It's part of the deal. Let's see. Wave 12. I think the strength drains are probably good everywhere. This trap looked like it was getting a little low. No, wrong trap. What was it? Was it this trap? It wasn't that. Although that could use an upgrade. After running Promenade and Summit and going back to rock farming. Oh yeah. Well, that's the grind, you know, the pet grind. Wait till we get challenge modes in boss fights. Assuming we get something decent is going to drop from the bosses. And then we'll be... Now the boss runs, of course, will be way quicker. But then we'll be burning through the bosses to farm up a higher quality version of whatever it is they're dropping. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we'll have the first boss later on this month. Which is good stuff, indeed. I feel like this build is too bare bones, to be honest with you. I don't have any crowd control in it at all, which is not necessarily a smart move. I'm worried about the kobolds a little bit. You think they might drop a boss on Tuesday? You never know. I mean, they did say that next week's update was it was the halfway mark between the start of early access and the first content update. It is an ungodly grind, Elf Gang. Just an ungodly grind. I mean, the good news is there's a lot of tiers in between. Like, I didn't start off with those. I started off with rocks that were like 20 or 30 in every stat, and slowly worked my way up. My first, what I would consider good rock that I got at all was, I'm still using, you know, so it's still, you just need so many of them, all the different builders. They seem very giddy in Discord about Tuesday. Yeah. But you know how that is too. Their Uzar is they, you know, they do a lot of teasing. I mean, I'm hoping. I'm not gonna expect and just hope we get something good on Tuesday. I mean, one of the things I think that they're excited about is revealing the reworked character models for the Huntress and the Monk. I mean, let's be honest here. The Monk's got a big old plastic... It looks like a big plastic wig on her head, all one piece. You know? Hopefully they dial that in. We had another ogre down there, completely missed. Thanks for subscribing, Richard. I do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. It looks like a mask she has on. Yeah, it could literally be part of her mask. A plastic hairpiece in the back, you know. But they've been talking about the reworked models for a while now, so I'm excited to see what they end up looking like, you know. Hopefully they end up looking good. Elf Gang, thank you so much. Welcome to the Juicy Nation. Appreciate it there, Elf Gang. That is just awesome. I'm always a little worried about the flyers. I think Summit and Summit mainly catches you off guard a little bit with the flyers in the late waves. I would, if you still need armor, Rilvanar, just continue on the Ancient Mines map, and that way you're still doing the rock farming, but you're going to get better gear there than you will in Deeper Well, and it's super easy. The higher waves are just as easy as Deeper Well on that map. So that's what I would say, is just to keep doing that map, unless you're sick of it. If you're burned out on that map, then mix it up, you know. But that way you'll continue to get rocks, and you'll be able to get gear as you progress up. The thing to remember is it's a Dungeon Defenders game. So since it's a Dungeon Defenders game, it is going to be a heavy grind. There's just no doubt about it. The difference between like DD1, DD2, and DDA, of course DDA is going to be more like DD1. DD1 was a game of farming the loot, so it was still a massive grind, but it was a massive grind that could potentially have instant gratification. You know, you could find that loot the very next run. And DD2 was more of a grind the shards and then grind the AP resets, and DD2 was more grind the number on the screen with no real special loot. And DDA is trying to get that loot feeling back. And that, you know, I mean, a grind is a grind, but it makes it feel less like a grind game and more like a farming game, you know, like a collector's game. There's so many, the mines, there's just so many viable builds. That's one good thing about that map, is it's, you know, with one core, 2 lanes, well, 3 lanes, but three that converge into one. You can just so easily set that map up with just whatever your favorite defenses are, you know? Whatever you like using, that's what you should be using. Just sky's the limit. I've been doing it, well, I mean, when I did those 27 runs on Sunday, I used a lot of ballistas. I just placed, I placed walls with my actual harpoon squire, and then just spammed harpoons, and that way I didn't have to switch over to other heroes or bother changing my deck up at all. I could just spam the runs out. 10 flame burst towers, it sounds about right. It just doesn't, you know, if you get any semblance of any power level at all into insane mode, those rock runs are, I mean, just easy peasy, you know, and that's a good thing, really. Gives you motivation to, you know, besides just the grind, it gives you more motivation to play around with different defenses. What's going on there, John? But yeah, man, it's a rough grind, though. I mean, like I said, that was not an exaggerating number. I've done that run over 200 times for sure. And probably actually closer to 300 as far as just doing straight rock runs. I mean, I had a full page of rocks in my inventory that I accidentally sold all with a week and a half ago. You know, and then I kept the grind going after that. Monk does more DPS while boosted. Then a monk solo will do more DPS when they're boosting themselves than a huntress solo will. But if you combine a monk boost with a huntress or an apprentice or a squire, anybody for that matter, it creates absolute absurdity. So, I mean, the really ridiculous numbers will come from a team when there's a boost monk boosting the team, you know? Just crazy, crazy powerful. I've done it like 3 times now, Rolinar. I had one time that my sell all sold so many things that it gave me over 100 million gold, just to give you an idea. And I've had 3 sell all related derps. And I just don't, you know, I've been saving all the pets I get, but I don't lock them. Unless they're really good. If it's a really good pet, I'll lock it. But I've just been letting them collect in the inventory and using the filter. But I've sold all of my pets multiple times. It's just derping. It sucks. But that's why you gotta lock your stuff, you know? Sometimes the lazy kicks in when you're grinding and you're like, ah, now I got this. But it just doesn't take much to accidentally hit that button. Yeah, absolutely, Atomic. I'll probably do a DD2 stream like once a month. And then if they ever do an update for DD2, which I don't think there's any planned for even the long-term future, I'll definitely be covering that update. As far as just grinding DD2, I'm done with that. I've done everything. There's nothing to grind. There's no more videos to make. I mean, all it is just having fun playing it. And I do enjoy playing it. Oh, they're so good, these are. But yeah, I'll, at a minimum once a month, probably more like twice a month, I'll do a DD2 stream. I am going to put together one more DD2 video because so many new players have come in, and it's just going to be how to navigate and find the guides that you want, because there's over 2,000 DD2 videos on my channel over this span of over 6+ years. So easy to get buried in content and not actually be looking at the right things, you know? So far, so good. Wave 15. Holding up just fine so far. The cat pets, the only thing that really matters is that pet power. You see pet power up top? This is the best one I have, but I've been told they can go up to 1.54 pet power, but I haven't seen one of those yet. Now, ideally, you want one with stats on it that you can use, but having one with a high pet power with crap stats is better than one with lower pet power with good stats. You know what I'm saying? It is literally all about the pet power. And the pet power is the strength of its buff that it gives you. Quarter 3 is all we know so far, there, Seb. So, quarter 2... PC and Switch, quarter 3 PS4 and Xbox One. I used the 1.2 for a long time. That was the best one I found. I grinded it the other day. I think I actually started it on YouTube here, doing Alchemical Labs. Oh, I got me a fairy. I didn't even look at the pet. I'll have to take a look at her after this wave here. Wasn't that yesterday? Was it yesterday? I don't know. Or no, it wasn't yesterday. Yesterday I grinded Summit. I had to sit here and wait for my ISP to come out yesterday. That's why I didn't live stream until late. I was having some connection issues yesterday, and I had to deal with my exceptionally irritating ISP, who fails miserably at all forms of customer service. What's going on, Theoden? How you doing? It's actually what I was waiting on, is getting a better pet to make this video, because I knew it was going to take the numbers up a few 100K. Just got out of work, that's fair. $300 plus, Uzar. The higher the better. The thing with traps is every single point you put in to fort is more quality of life. Now, although it's taken away from something else, every point you put in gives you a little bit more quality of life. So, I mean, that's a good thing, you know, not having to repair those traps. The Inferno trap is not as bad as it seemed at first. I think it's one of those defenses that's just really stat dependent. Like, I'm using Infernos on my Summit build now, and they're doing great. It scales just like an Electric Aura, and the same thing with the Electric Aura. They get better as, well, I mean, everything gets better with more stats, obviously, but they start to shine a little bit more with heavier stats. I'm doing good, Thaden. Just getting the day started, really. Got lots of streaming to be had today. That is for sure. Oh, I agree, Richard. I think so, too. I mean, there's no reason to think we won't build like we built in DD1, you know? Or at least similar to that. So, full R stacks, full trap stacks, you know. Actually, I probably used the gas trap more than anything else in DD1. But I do think aura and stacked traps, the more stat we get, just the more those types of builds are really going to shine. Mostly harpoons. I mean, I think everybody did at some point, Elf Gang. The harpoons were just so fun, you know? Such a really, really good defense. And fun wins all the battles. So, something that's fun to use, that's effective, is just, you know, that's just going to win the fight. Who doesn't want to have more fun, right? Crap, I forgot to look at my fairy again. Dang it. You did it the day it came out. Until the 4th latest DLC. Dang. I ain't gonna lie. The last 2 years I've been spamming Aura stacks and electric or lightning towers. I've been doing the meta grind in DD1 over the last couple of years. Stack up them auras, start slapping down LTs and call it good. Summoner, you know, the bunch of minion walls if you need walls. We're supposed to get Nightmare later this month, Kisanoy, and then Massacre will come later. We got another ogre up there. Pretty much it's ogre hunt. I think the lanes would just hold themselves, except the ogres, and then go smack down all them ogres. A darkness trap strips away the elemental immunity. So if you've got an enemy that's immune to fire damage, like that flyer right there was. But in addition to that, it causes enemies to lose their current target. Best way to get gold is higher difficulty survival maps. Cross save at launch, Banana, and then they're hoping to get cross platform down the road, but it won't be there at launch. The Delphs are getting a little tougher though. Wave 17 now. They live in for a minute. I'm looking forward to the cross save. I mean, that's going to be something really new for me. I know that other games have it now, but I've never experienced it, you know. Fortnite, I guess, is set up to cross save between Xbox and PC for me, but I've never played it on Xbox. Yeah, I mean, cross-platform is a licensing deal. It's not a technology thing. So if they can get the licensing in place, then it'll be one step closer, you know. All about if Xbox and PlayStation can get along. Can Microsoft and Sony play nice? You know, it seems like they go back and forth. Whenever one is willing to do it, the other isn't, and then they switch. You know. It's the future of gaming. I wish they would just get it together, get it dialed in. You can stack traps by reducing the range. Remember in DD1 when you did that, the traps did not all hit the same enemies, and that's why it wasn't a thing in DD1. Same thing with auras. If you like strip down all your gear and put two auras next to each other, and then put all your gear back on, in DD1 they wouldn't both hit the target, and in DDA they are. So you can stack traps really close to each other by control scroll wheeling down the range. Right now, anyway. I mean, I know they want to make the basic functionality of everything more like it was in DD1, so want to see what happens with that down the road. That's what makes me think that it will get a change. Yeah, Mark said on stream, it's like, oh, really? You're stacking traps? So, I mean, just by him saying that gives me the impression that it's going to end up being more like DD1, and trap stacking won't be a thing. I mean, stacks of traps, sure, but not the same trap. Not spamming the same trap everywhere like I was doing. But yeah, that's what makes me think that it's going to get changed. It's such a bummer too when you figure that out in DD1 because you get your aura range so big. You're like, hold on, if I strip down completely naked, I can put two right here and then put all my gear back on and repair them, and it's all good. But they don't actually both hit. It's the same map, Jaime. Drakenfrost Keep is Royal Gardens. It's a DD1 map that was redone for DD2. 25% of the maps in DD2 are DD1 maps. A lot of people don't realize that. Straight up, 25% of all maps are remakes from DD1. Forest biome is Misty Mire. What other one do people... I mean, some of them are obvious. You know, Molten Citadel is pretty clearly Magus Quarters. So some of them are more obvious than others. But yeah, this is Drakenfrost Keep right here. If you're a DD2 player. This is where that map design came from, is the Royal Gardens. Getting close to having everything up. Yeah, I mean that one, the Glitter Helm Bastille one is kind of a no-brainer too. Everyone can see that one right away. You know, Foundries and Forges versus Unholy Catacombs. I mean, all those just stand out at you. But this one, it was a little hidden. A lot of people didn't know about Misty Mire and Forest Biome, it seems like. There was a whole lot of people that are like, oh yeah, when they looked at it, you know? What's going on there, Jesse? You had DD1 on Xbox 360? Nothing wrong with that. Until it got overrun with hacks. What was Magus Quarters? Molten Citadel should have been there, right? Oh, that is the worst, man. That is the worst. No fun when your machine don't work, you know? Where's that other ogre at? Or did he just not come out yet? It was Glitter Helm. That's the Bastille map. Okay. Glitter Helm was the bonus map. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was Glitter Helm. Yeah, Rampart is Crumbled Bulwark. Ramparts. So, I mean, there's a lot of DD1 and DD2 in that aspect. Dungeon Defenders Awakened, Breeze. It's the new game in development. Still in early access. But it is the newest Dungeon Defenders game in the franchise. That was, a lot of people used that map for leveling. It was like the big XP map, you know? I thought Magus Quarters was part of the original campaign. I guess not. I started DD1 a little late, as most of you know. It's like 300 and something, Jesse, but I don't need that much. It's just what I got now, what I have now on my... that just came with my gear. I don't have any points into range at all. I want to say it's 300-ish. The scaling goes really, really bad after 200. The point value for each one just really, really drops. Actually, I may be at 200 still. I'll have to check. I'll look here at the break. I haven't played in 4 weeks. It hasn't even been out for 4 weeks, Mr. Thick. We just hit the 2-week mark yesterday. Maybe it just feels like 4 weeks. You've been away too long. It feels like 4 weeks. The newest Assassin's Creed. I haven't played that. I tell you what, I have been really, really getting a little bug to want to check out. Is that new update for Satisfactory put some really cool stuff in there. Anyway, my Huntress is at, actually, yeah, 326 range. But if you look at my stats, I don't have anything into range. That's just what I ended up getting off my gear. I wouldn't bother putting any points into range once you get past 200. Just let your range go up naturally from the better gear that you find. And your range will keep creeping up, you know. Just finding the better items. So, I've gotten 4 now, literal, and probably 250 to 300 rounds. I wish there was a way to tell how many runs we did. I'm kind of curious how many overall I did. I'm sure it was around 250 to 300. Yeah, I'll do a DD2 live stream like once a month. Y'all gotta realize I got 10,000 hours into DD2. There's not exactly anything left for me to do there, and there's no more content. Development is done. It's done, you know, there'll still be maintenance to it, but there's no more content coming for DD2. Oh, you know there will be a video about Nightmare coming out there, Mr. Thick. I am so looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, DD2 is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm not done playing it. It's not like I uninstalled it the second DDA launched, you know? Rock runs don't take anywhere near that long. Well, I mean, I guess it's close to that long. My rock runs are like 27 minutes. Is the fastest I've been able to get it down to. I've got... you'd have to look on my Steam profile. It's 300 and some hours. It's a lot of hours. I've been grinding. You guys know that. I mean, I've probably live streamed 200 hours of the DDA early access already. Or, I don't know, I'm guessing. 150, 200 hours. I mean, I've been playing. I wake up in the morning, I fire up DDA, and it's still running when I go to bed at night. And that's when I turn it off. Unless I'm editing a video. That's the only time I have stopped playing DDA. To edit a video or to sleep. I mean, I'll even hit G and run to the store and let it run. And when I get back, You know, when you get back, you got that one, you're one more wave complete. Now, if you spawn camp that, you hit G right away. It's very, very quick. It's under 30 minutes every rock run. Now, granted, it would be under 20 minutes if it wasn't for those long breaks. Well, I haven't completed it. I mean, I've completed it a bazillion times, of course, but when I say doing a rock run, I'm talking go to wave 15, get your rock, and leave. I don't continue on. So just doing the first 14 waves is all I do. You still have the Queen bounty ever since Forsaken came out? That's fair. I haven't completed it on all my characters in Destiny 2. Well, I mean, if you're not a collector and a min-maxer, that's just going to happen, Mr. Thick, you know? I mean, for someone who is not into maximizing or collecting, when DDA is at full launch, it'll be a game with a couple hundred hours of playtime in it for them, you know? But for someone who is a collector and likes to min-max, you'll get thousands of hours. I will agree with you 100% there. I mean, no doubt. I don't like any quest lines that revolve around a time frame where you can only get it this week out of every 3 weeks. That part alone just irritated me to no end. You know, I want to do my quests and I want to do them now. Yeah, set bonuses are a thing. It's 40% increase. Stat increase, so definitely always use sets for sure. Yeah, it's all good. Nothing wrong with that there, Mr. Thick. Like I said, a lot of people aren't into the collecting aspect or the min-maxing aspect. I mean, I got a shitload of friends that played DD2 and played through the campaign, and they're like, oh, that was cool. All right. See ya. Come play Destiny 2 with us again. You know, and it's fine, to each their own. I don't know off the top of my head. I did all that stuff last year. I'm debating pretty heavily on it, Charlie. It seems kind of interesting. You know, the one thing that sucks, when is the Demon Hunter going to get a good set? I'm assuming Season 21. And God, when Season 21 comes, I really hope it's a strafe set. How awesome would that be, having a Demon Hunter strafe set? Nice. I enjoyed last season with the Barb spin to win set. I had a lot of fun with that. I'm generally I go Demon Hunter Necro, but last season I went I went Barb for the spinning. Yeah, Diablo 4 is a ways away still, sadly. Gonna be good, but man, it is a ways away. There's no doubt there. I think everything is good as long as I just keep the walls repaired. Here they come. Don't you dare go after that core. No. And there you go, y'all. That is the benefits of having that armor stat. You see the damage this guy is doing to me? It's like less than... looked like it was about 60 damage per swing. So one of the hardest hitting mobs in the game is only hitting me for 60. And it's because I have that armor stat all jacked up. Right, let's see here. You had fun with the chicken witch doctor? What's going on, Michael? How you doing? Well, they're never going to add anything. That would be a design question from the beginning. DD2 won't get any changes like that now. But that would have been cool if that was something they did from the start. Have flyers come out of the mouth. I mean, there's flyers here on this map on that lane, right? So why not? That's a shield, I bet. Yep. Ah. Oh, I didn't look at my pet. Let's see. Here she is. Level 27. Fairy. Boo. Little Lobby Fairy. That's alright. Lobby Fairy's better than no fairy. What's going on, Christian? It's all good, man. You feel free to chillax. The majority of the time I'm watching live streams, I'm just kicking back. So never hesitate to kick back and chillax a little. Let's see, 2 million health ogre. That wasn't too bad. And that's without the buff. So a little bit slower without having adrenaline rush up. The rock farm grind is intense. There's just no doubt about it. It is intense. I mean, you almost have to like dedicate entire days to it. And it's... I mean, RNG is RNG. You might get lucky and find a decent one quick. I do rock runs now. All I do is look over there to see if it's shining that legendary gold on the ground. I mean, there's good purple rocks too, don't get me wrong, and a lot of them will convert to legendary after you upgrade them. But looking over on the ground and seeing that gold shiny sitting there, that is like the best feeling ever right now with the grind. I think that's pretty safe, Jesper. I mean, right now the numbers we're dealing with are also small compared to what we will have. So it's hard to really say, but I think, like me personally, that was my goal on pretty much all the defenses, was to get to 200 range, and then I just kind of ignored it. And then it started going up. You know, it started going up naturally. I would have done the same thing, Quicksilver. The problem I had is I didn't find any of those medium, like those above average rocks, like those 100 stats, like 100 builder stats. Am I a pay to win kind of guy? No. I can't. Most people... I'm not rich. I don't have a bunch of money laying around to throw at stuff. I know pay-to-win. Quite a few people that like the pay-to-win aspects in games, but that's definitely not my thing. My wall hero is my highest stat hero. It's over 1,000 defense health, but that's the benefit of only having one stat to look at. He's my highest main stat hero. $1,016. But you don't have to worry about literally anything else at all. So everything you get, all for it, all for it, all for it, you know? Your chances of getting legendaries in the campaign are really, really low. But, I mean, it's possible. Now, that will change when the higher difficulties come. You know, you'll see legendaries in campaign all the time then. Wow, I didn't realize we were this far through. I had to start paying attention. At this point, like just derping around for a second, you could end up losing the match if you're not careful. With this build I'm using here anyway. Maxed out mine are at like 75k. There it is right there, 75.59. I think at tier 1 they're at 27, I want to say. Alright, Asheville, take it easy. Thanks for swinging by. Enjoy your adulting. It happens, you know. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Come on, ogres. I know you're coming. Walls are just easy. Like, once you get your original 4 heroes up to level 70, just make another squire, park them in the deck, and forget about them completely until they get up to level 70. Or even level 60 for that matter. And there you go, boom, you got yourself a waller. Go through your gear and take the highest fort stuff in every slot, throw it on that character, and wall's complete. Yeah, well, 100 is the cap with agility. So any points over 100 is just a waste of points. Remember, agility is just run speed, so it follows the same caps as DD1. So 100 agility and you are there. No reason to ever put another point in. Got a little framey there for a second. Of course, as the mobs die off, it clears up. They said they're not going to, Andrew. Oh, without a doubt, Jesper. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, just do it. Just set it up and do it AFK. And see if your wall's hold. As long as your wall's hold, you're good. You know? They don't have to not take damage. They just have to not break by the end of the wave. So it doesn't matter if they're all beat up. Well, the Squire's blockades have way, way more health. It's like 3 times. It's 3 times the DU. That's not a very good one. Only 36 ups, but the yeah, I mean, Squire blockades, there's no comparison in health amount between the Squires and the Apprentice, but the Apprentice blockades are 1 DU, so if you've got a build and you're comfortable using them, it's going to give you so much more DU for more damage, you know? I just like the big old meat shield sitting there, personally. I mean, I love having the extra DU from using the Apprentice walls, but just having these big old meat shields sitting there blocking the lane that mobs can wail on forever, that just brings a lot of value, in my opinion. It makes your entire build so much more forgiving, you know? Nice. Congrats, Sammy. I mean, a little luck goes a long way with the rerolls, that's for sure. You got a level 20 fairy? That stinks on board. Switch is supposed to release in the second quarter of 2020, so sometime before June 30th. Figure the second quarter is April, May, and June. So Switch is supposed to release before June 30th. I spent 200 million gold on upgrades yesterday. Crazy. Yesterday I did Summit. I've been trying to, well, on days that I don't stream, I usually try to pick a map and just grind that map all day. Now, some points of the day it'll be AFK. Some points of the day I'll actually be participating and trying to get through the maps quicker. But yesterday, when I had that connection issue, I decided to just do Summit all day. I ended up doing 13 Summit runs yesterday. And, I mean, just that alone is like 250 million gold or whatever. And I ended up spending like almost all of it. Like, oof. So much gold. How we holding up? Looking good. You can buy one from another player, Rolf. You can create one at the material conversion vendor in your tavern. Or the best way to farm them would be in Prime Incursions. You go to Prime Incursions and run that Demon's Lair incursion for an hour, you're going to have 2 or 3 amps, Chaos 8 amps. They're very, very easy to come by these days. But if you're sitting on a bunch of Chaos 7 amps and you've got some gold, you can just go make one in your tavern, you know? I've been going like 5 to 4 or 6 to 5, Fashla. Man, I thought that was a paintball gun for a second. It's like, what is that? Wave 25, here we go. Where you at, ogres? Where you gonna be? They're hiding out. I mean, if you're AFK, you should be sitting on whichever builder you have the most towers placed from. If you put a bunch of apprentice towers down, then that's who you should be sitting on. Yeah. If you're using that AFK build that I put up with the DSTs, then yeah, apprentice would be the way to go. There's a genie right now, Vader. You get the genie from, what, Rampart Survival. It's ability mana, not a builder mana, so we'll never have that DD1 genie if that's what you're wanting. I think most people will agree that that was extremely OP. Although super fun. I still use genies when I play DD1. Well, I mean, if you're AFK, there's no reason to be on a tower boost monk. If you're hitting the tower boost, then you're not AFK. AFK means you aren't even there. You're sitting here doing this. That's AFK. So, I mean, the ideal way to do it would be to sit on whatever builder you built the most defenses with, and then put tower buff pet on, like the chromatic gemstone or something like that. I mean, you could always, you know, I'm sure it would be a violation of the EULA down the road maybe, but you could always set up a script to hit your tower boost every 20 seconds or whatever. Yeah. That, you know, obviously, that might end up getting you banned down the road, but I can't imagine you'll have a problem in early access. But yeah, I mean, if you're able to set up a script, that would be the way to go. Throw a buff pet on. The chromatic gemstone, it says what it does. It boosts your, you know, we'll take a look at some of them. It tells you what it does right on it, though. They fixed the tooltips. Let's see, like that one is going to reduce the damage they take. Same thing there, and there. That one's going to boost the attack rate of the defenses. And then this one will boost the power of the defenses. So you just put it on, it only buffs one tower. I'm sure we'll get higher quality versions of them down the road that will buff more towers. I don't think I got anything good there. I think that's going to be a really solid semi-AFK pet. Yeah, they're all different, so you just have to look at the description. I like the speed boost ones are the funnest to use, you know. Let me turn the numbers on here and I'll show you the differences. So, say we've got this flame burst tower down here, and let's see, let me grab my boost monk actually, or I don't have a tower boost monk, but I do have a monk. So if we grab this monk and then we went with, say, see, that one's not upgraded. That one's been upgraded. That one's 1.6. This one's 1.68. Alright, so say we use this. This is the one that's going to increase the attack speed. And give it a minute here to buff, and then you saw the attack speed jump way up. You know, just to give you an idea of the difference. There's normal. And then there's with the pet. But it only affects one defense. What's going on there, Jill Street? Miracle Star, how you doing? No, I can't imagine they're going to nerf the Dark Elf speed. They might, but it's going to get faster than that. Nightmare is enemies are going to go even quicker. Yep, different game, Jaime. Can't compare. Different game. Yeah, you can play offline. Anyway, and then if we go to the other buff pet, that was the powerful one. Do I have one that's been upgraded? Do I not have one that's been upgraded, really? I mean, I can just upgrade one real quick just to show you guys. Oh, did I sell it or no? That one's, wow. That one's at 1. Or no, I guess that's normal. Crap, man, I thought I had one that was upgraded. Guess not. Let me upgrade this one. So how you want to upgrade these is the only thing you'll be concerned about is pet power. And you see here, well, actually maximum targets, but you see I get no upgrade points for maximum targets. So all I'm concerned about is the pet power. So I got 3 points I can put into pet power. So just go into any, whatever else you want to use on that hero. Like I'll just dump them. Actually, I'll just dump them into something close. I'll go defense rate. So there's our 1 point in. There's our 2nd point in. And we're actually not going to be able to get the 3rd point in because I don't have enough upgrades. But, and then if we switch over to that guy, now where did it go? We switch over to this guy and watch the buff and watch the damage. It goes from 55.99 up to 93.81. So this one buffs the damage that the tower does. But once again, you have to look at that max targets. And right now, all I've seen is 1 max target. So it's only going to affect 1 tower. So even if I had 5 flame bursts sitting here, it's only going to affect the 1 of them. But, and then you just have to decide. I personally like the rate one just because it seems like it's more fun. Makes it shooty, you know? So, I mean, that's definitely the funnest thing for me. Anyway, let me get my kitty cat back. Switch it up. I'll join up a public match and see how the rollbacks are today. I can't stress this enough too. I'll show you all how to tell if you're going to get rolled back. Nobody wants to go in and do a map that takes 2 hours to do and then get done with the map and not have any XP or not have any of the loot you found. Speaking of, I never looked at the loot I found on that last one. Let's see if there was anything good. Let's see. Looks like that's the high, or no, that's not right. That's a piece that's already been upgraded, so I unequipped that from my hero. Wow, I didn't find anything good that run. Looks like this is it. This is the highest quality piece I found. Which I'm not keeping anything below 900 at the moment. 900 is the bottom I'll go for armor. I mean, that's not a bad piece. But that's the best piece I found on that last run. Found a bunch of 800 armor though. You know, quite a few pieces. I think the summoner could potentially make it to the game, but I don't think it will be like it was in DD1. It won't have a separate defense unit or minion unit pull like it did in DD1. So I think, you know, as a character, I think it has a good chance of making it in as a favorite from DD1, you know, and DD2 for that matter. Although in DD2 it was different. The problem in DD1 is having a separate pool of defense units to work with made it a required DLC, which, you know, if you have DLC that's required, then does that make it a pay-to-win game? The cat comes from Alchemical Labs. Anyway, let's check, y'all. Let's check. I want to show you guys what you do when you're loading into a public map. So, all right, I don't want a survival because I don't want to sit there all day. See, there's only one campaign map up right now. Holy crap, man, that's crazy. Well, let's just go into any of them. Let's go into this one right here. Oh, crap. It's already full, I guess, because it booted me to the title. Alright, let's not go into that one. I do too, Mike. I hope that right now the auto-load system is pretty robust, but I'm hoping that they continue to add to it, make it better, you know? There we go. Campaign Ramparts, medium. Oh, it's because I had Insane picked. Nobody's doing Insane campaign. Here, let's go into Ramparts. Why not? So when you get into the map, the first thing you want to do is find a piece of loot on the ground. See, taking a while for me to connect. There we go. All right. So I gotta wait for the loot. Nothing up here, huh? Oh, got it walled way back there. Wow. Super turtle. Alright, so let's look around and find a piece of loot here on the ground. Now, you guys know when you pick something up on the left side of your screen, it shows the little icon of the item that you just looted off the ground. So you want to look for that. And if that does not pop up, that means you're going to get re-rolled back for completing that map. So don't even bother. Just leave the match, you know? So let's find a piece of loot. Here we go. Okay, so it should come up on the left-hand side of my screen that I loot this, right? So you see that it popped up, double shot right there? That means that this map, I am not going to get a rollback. If you don't see it pop up there, then that means you are going to get a rollback. So just leave the match. Don't even bother, you know? Save yourself that 2 hours or whatever the case is and just go ahead and bolt out of there. What's going on, David? How you doing today? A rollback is when you complete a map and you go back out to Tavern and you lose all the progress you made from that last map, which means you basically didn't do the map as far as the game is concerned. So if you don't, you know, if we look at my inventory now, there's that POS that I looted, so I've got it. It's super, super common right now. It's a big, big bug. It's the most important bug they need to get fixed, in my opinion. So, you know, hopefully they get that dialed in. It's a bug. I mean, it's early access, and it's a big-time bug. But it's very frustrating, particularly with survivals, because some of these survivals might take you 2 or 3 hours. You know, you run something that takes 2 or 3 hours, and you find some awesome item, and then you get back out to your tavern and you don't have it. And that is the biggest problem, you know? Anyway, y'all, that is going to get it for me for YouTube for today. As I mentioned, I am going to be live with friends here coming up in about 90 minutes. It's going to be me, Show, K-Man Kevin, and Mini Shadow. So it's going to be good stuff. And that's going to be coming up, and we're going to have to do what I just did every single map. We're going to have to pop in and make sure that we're not getting any rollback issues until they get it fixed. So it's the most frustrating thing that's a bug in the game right now. There's no doubt. Anyway, thanks a ton, everybody. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful weekend. And hopefully I get to see you all here in a little bit over on the Twitches. For those that don't know where to find me there, you can post that up. Or, you know, make sure if you're a Discord user, you are in my Discord server. And then follow me on Twitter too while you're at it. There's all the stuffs. Anyway, thanks a ton, everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a great weekend, and I will see you all next time. Take it easy.